Hi, welcome back to my channel and my kitchen. Today I'm going to be making some banana bread. Today is the first day of October, so it's officially like Halloween season. And I always feel like banana bread reminds me of fall. So I'm going to make some of that. I already took out all of the ingredients. I have 2 bananas that I just took out of the freezer. So I'm going to, I think you can put them in the microwave or the oven and they will defrost pretty easy. I actually got to turn on the oven to 350. And I took out the baking soda, flour, salt, butter, eggs, brown sugar, and some bowls and some measuring stuff. And I have the recipe that I'm going to be following here. I also think I'm going to add some vanilla too, just because I always think it makes things taste better. So here's some vanilla. So yeah, I'm just going to start making this, and I'll just place my camera over here so you can see what I'm doing. This is how you defrost bananas without letting them sit. So you first have to unpeel them, let them sit 5 minutes, and then use a knife to remove the peel. Allow it to at least get to room temperature before using for baking. 1 to 2 minutes in the microwave. Okay, so I'm going to use a knife and unpeel these. Peeled the bananas. I actually found that it was easier to cut off the peel instead of, that's Stark making noises, instead of trying to peel it off because it was frozen on there. It is really cold. I don't know if you could tell, but it's steaming because it's so cold. So now I'm going to put this in the microwave for 1 to 2 minutes and see how it gets. Alright, the bananas are now defrosted. I just took them out of the microwave and they're steaming. So while this cools down, I'm just going to start doing everything else that the direction says. The first thing it says to do is combine flour, baking soda, and salt in a large bowl. So I have my large bowl, and it says to do 2 cups of flour. I took a baking class in high school, and it was my freshman year or sophomore year, I think, so I don't really remember everything, but I think when it said when you're doing flour to do it with a spoon and then like do this thing to it. Like, you don't want to pack it in, you want to gently put it in, I think. I mean, if I'm wrong, then, you know, just do it the way you know how to do it. Okay, so there's 1 cup. Alright, there's 2 cups of flour. And I like to clean as I am going. So now I'm done with the flour, I'll just get rid of it. So now it's not taking space. Now I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of baking soda. So I can only find a ½ teaspoon measuring thing, so I'm just going to do 2 of these. There's 1. Alright, there's 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And then a 4th teaspoon of salt. So a 4th would be half of a half. So I'm just gonna eye it, basically. That's about half of the half. So there's the salt. Alright, and just mix them all together. And that is the first step, and then set that aside and get a smaller bowl and combine the butter, eggs, and brown sugar. Right, and in the instructions it says that you need 2 eggs beaten, and then you put it in there. So I'm going to put the eggs in a separate bowl and beat them. Okay, so here's a 3rd, and I need 2 of them. And with brown sugar, you're supposed to pack it in, as far as I know. I'm not a baker or a chef or anything. And I don't think you're supposed to do it over the dish, but I don't want to make a mess. And then I add the bananas. Now the bananas have had time to cool down, so they're room temperature. You're supposed to add them when they're room temperature. So plop that in, and plop that in. And then stir up that after you add the bananas. So I had 2 bananas. The recipe calls for a little bit more, but I only had 2. And I actually want to add some cinnamon into it. So I'm going to do that too. And I'm also going to add vanilla into this too. The recipe doesn't say to add vanilla, but I'm just going to add a little bit. And then the recipe doesn't say to add cinnamon, but I'm just going to add some of that into this flour mixture. The cinnamon is really strong, so you don't want to add a whole lot. I added quite a bit. The cinnamon is very strong. I think it might even taste good with some nutmeg too. Then you're going to add this mixture into the flour. Then it says to stir just to moisten. So I'm just going to put those together. Because it's banana bread and you know, it's a bread batter isn't like it's very stiff. So I'm going to switch to using a spatula just because things will stick on it less instead of a metal spoon. So you just want to make sure you got all of the edges underneath. Make sure you have all the flour incorporated into this. And the dough is really sticky, but I'm pretty sure that's how it's supposed to be. And I already have the oven preheated and I have my pan ready. This is just some canola oil. And then I'm going to like distribute that. So I don't have to spray a lot, I'm just going to distribute it with a napkin. Now if you wanted to add like some nuts into this or chocolate chips I've done before, that would taste good. Like adding some walnuts. So it's banana nut bread. Alright, so here it is now. It's all in there. And I'm just going to put it into the oven now. I'm just putting it right in the middle. Just like that. And setting a timer for 60 minutes. And then I'll check back on it in an hour. Alright, so the timer just went off. I'm going to first I'm going to move this so I have somewhere to put the banana bread. Okay. Let's see how it's looking. Put a toothpick right in the center and see if it comes out clean. Yep. It's clean. I'm gonna just do it one more time here. Yep, nothing on it. Why are you so cute? Are you the most adorable dog? And you too. You too, Loki. Alright, so banana bread is done. I'm going to turn off the oven and the timer. And I'll let it cool down. And then later on, I'm actually going to be going to my mom's house right now. So I'm going to bring this with me and we can try it. Here's my banana bread. I'm at my parents' house now and I just cut it up.
I'm not starved, so
Here it is.
try to take that away from Loki.
It is beautiful.